Star Wars 7x7, episode 2251. Welcome to your September. Here's what's going on in the world of Star Wars this month. Punch it! Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy, and thank you so much for joining me for it. So here we are in the month of September, and there are, of course, a lot of different categories of Star Wars media. Boy oh boy, since Celebration Weekend has come and gone, I thought we would have a little bit more to talk about in that regard, but I'm also feeling like, well gee, we're gonna say a few things, and we're gonna keep saying a few things, and someday we're gonna be right about them. But when it comes to Star Wars movies, you know, nothing really to announce at this point and nothing really to expect necessarily. We know that the movies have been pushed out a year, the next 3 movies that are scheduled, but what they will be is anybody's guess, and I don't think anybody's going to be telling us anytime soon. We're really leading in to the debut for The Mandalorian. Like, that is the next major media moment for Lucasfilm, and the thing that I keep saying is that they got to come out with a trailer sometime. Like, as we get closer and closer to the release date, well, that seems like the odds just keep going up and up and up and up every single day, just like the odds of the San Andreas Fault getting, you know, out of whack in California, right? Just the more time goes on when it doesn't happen, well, the higher the chances are that the next day it's going to happen, and the next, and the next. Maybe I shouldn't even be talking about earthquakes. Heaven knows we've already had enough chaos in 2020. Oh gosh, but you know, I grew up in Los Angeles, so I've been through Sylmar, I've been through Whittier, I've been through Landers, I've been through Northridge, like all of it. Anyway, enough about earthquakes, all right? The Mandalorian trailer is coming, right? The odds are even stronger now that it's going to be sometime in the month of September, so stay tuned. It's coming. On the animation front, well, it would have been nice to learn a little bit more about their plans at Celebration Anaheim had they decided to do that, which, you know, it seems like it would have been a good thing to do. We know the Bad Batch is coming in 2021, but yeah, there's no reason to necessarily think that we've got any big news about that coming during the month of September. And it's just, it's weird to not have a Star Wars animated series debuting in the fall this year. I mean, we've had one for 6 consecutive years, whether it was the 2 years of Resistance or the 4 years of Rebels. So yeah, that's just kind of an odd sensation to be going into a fall and knowing that we're not going to have a new Star Wars animated series. But we are getting a book and an audiobook, all right? So that much we know for sure. And that's actually dropping today, the first book in the new Thrawn trilogy, the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy, which is called, what, Star Wars, Thrawn, Ascendancy, Chaos Rising. I don't know. I don't know how many colons there are in this title, but it is the first in a backstory of Thrawn. So that is out, and yes, we will be talking about that in due course, so hang in there for that. There was supposed to be a nonfiction book coming out called Star Wars Fascinating Facts by Pablo Hidalgo, but it does look like that book has been delayed until October, unfortunately. On the comic side, yes, things are rolling again, as we talked about last month. So the flagship Star Wars title that's covering time between Empire and Jedi is running. The 3rd series of Darth Vader is running. The 2nd series of Dr. Aphra is running. The Bounty Hunters limited series is finishing. Star Wars Adventures is starting up with a new set of stories, and the first one actually features a tale with Rey and Poe and Finn in between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, and there's a Darth Vader story there too. Star Wars Adventures is the comic that is targeted toward younger readers, and there's a Clone Wars spin-off from that as well called Battle Tales, which is going to have a new issue too. On the video game side of the house, well, we'll probably see a little bit more about Star Wars Squadrons leading up to its release in October, and in the meantime, the Sims pack that's coming out for Journeys, wow, I'm just going to confuse all the words. The expansion pack for The Sims 4 that deals with Galaxy's Edge and allows you to go to Batuu, that is actually coming out on September 8th. And in case you're wondering, the other video game that we talked about yesterday on the show, which is the LEGO Star Wars Complete Skywalker Saga, that's not coming until 2021, so we're not ready to talk about that yet. Still no word from the virtual reality front when the Tales from the Galaxy's Edge for Oculus Quest is going to be coming out. We know that it's going to be sometime, quote, later this year, but unfortunately we don't have any further details about that. So that's everything that we know or can readily presume to know. There are a couple of things that have been rumored, and I will share those with you in just a moment. I do just want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Audible and remind you that you can get a free audiobook download and a free 30-day trial by going to sw7x7.com/audible. Of course, I mentioned the first in the Thrawn trilogy, which is out today on both hardcover and audiobook formats, and the audiobooks are so incredibly well produced. You've heard me talk about them before, and if you are listening to podcasts, you might want to listen to somebody tell you a Star Wars story, and Mark Thompson does it so spectacularly well. He's been a guest on the show, and he's great to talk to. It's just insane what he does with these novels. So once again, sw7x7.com/audible, and thank you very much for your support of the show. So the biggest rumored things that were kind of circulating around the notion of Star Wars Celebration were that we would learn a lot more about the Kenobi series and the Cassian Andor series. For example, with the Kenobi series, officially we know very little about it. I mean, we know Ewan McGregor's attached and Deborah Chow is the showrunner, and that it takes place in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. There have been industry reports that haven't actually been confirmed by Lucasfilm about Hossein Amini not being involved in the project anymore, and this guy Joby Harold coming on to write for the project. And then, of course, there's the Hayden Christensen rumors, right? So, yeah, there's been precious little actually officially confirmed about Kenobi, and so wouldn't it be nice, especially since there's also a rumor kicking around that they may be about to start principal photography for it, shockingly, but possibly so. Yeah, it's a ripe month for possibility in terms of Star Wars news and surprises. For anything that they might have been planning for Celebration, you know, yeah, The Mandalorian's going to be the one that kind of drives all the media moments right now, and everything's going to be orbiting around their plans for that, but there's still a lot of potential for surprise and delight in news from Star Wars for the month of September, and when it breaks, you and I will be talking about it here. So that is going to do it for the September Star Wars preview and for this episode of the show as well. Thank you so much for joining me for it, as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
Star Wars 7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2020 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.